Hi and welcome to today's transit video. So what we're going to look at today, and this is Saturday the 9th of October, we have Venus conjunct the South Node in Sagittarius. Now the South Node has been in Sagittarius for nearly 18 months. It will soon be passing into Scorpio, where we will have the South Node in Scorpio and the North Node in Taurus. So we're finishing up with the rest of this year, the time that the South Node is in Sagittarius and the North Node is in Gemini. And what's special about these final few months is that we will have Venus today and Mars and Mercury transiting over the South Node. And so they won't be meeting the South Node in Sagittarius for many years to come. So with these personal planets of Venus, Mars and Mercury transiting the South Node in the final months of 2021, it's an opportunity to make the most of the energy of this South Node and to put into place something different as the energy moves forward. So what we'll do today is take a look at where this is happening for you, and there will be more videos on Mars and also Mercury as they come up. But hold on to what you get from this video because they will still be relevant for those other transits as well. So what we'll do with this video is you'll find in the timestamps below where you can skip straight to your house placement of where this is happening in your chart. But I'll begin by talking a little bit about the energies first in this introduction, and then we'll apply it what it might mean specifically for you. So let's begin first of all with what has the South Node in Sagittarius been about. It's been about beliefs. It's been about letting go of beliefs that don't serve you and instead reaching towards the North Node in Gemini of integrating together your own version of the truth, your own version of how you want to see the world, what facts you want to put together and that make the reality that you want to live. So obviously on a global level, we are seeing, and we have in this time, with all that's been going on in the last year and a half, we've seen also like what is real truth versus what might be being imposed on us as what we should believe to be true. And we're being called all the time to Gemini, which is to gather our own facts, gather our own data, make our own decisions, learn everything we can, communicate with everybody we can, read everything that we can, and put together our own versions rather than adopting what we're being told. So there is that's like a larger scale thing, but this is true even in your own individual life, whether connected to what's going on globally or just what's going on in your relationships, in your work, in your emotional world, at home, all the aspects and areas of your life. So, and you'll find that there's one, it resonates probably with you more strongly depending on where this has been happening for you in your chart. So now the South Node is at 2 degrees of Sagittarius. So as you might already know, the nodes actually move clockwise instead of anti-clockwise, even though right now it's retrograde. But for the last few months of the year, it's in these early degrees of Sagittarius before moving into Scorpio. So it might be now in a different area of your chart compared to where it began in the later degrees of Sagittarius. So a few of these things might ring true for you anyway. You might want to listen to both houses. But specifically, what are we closing up with in the last 3 months? And it's time to take a look at that. So then, what's Venus? Venus is about what you value outside of yourself, what you value inside of yourself, and usually the inside will reflect the outside also, and the relationship that you have with others, but also the relationship you have with yourself, your degree of self-worth, your degree of feeling that you can, that you have all the resources that you need inside of you for everything, for practical reasons, for self-love, for abundance, for health. Everything comes from inside of yourself. And what does Venus mean in Sagittarius then? Because obviously Venus has just actually entered Sagittarius only a few days ago. So what are these, if we take it from the point of view of being about yourself and what's inside yourself, which values that you hold tie into your beliefs? And are they aligned with your beliefs, or are they out of alignment? How you feel about what do you believe about your worthiness? What do you believe about what you deserve? What do you believe about love? What do you believe about your ability to take care of yourself? So anything to do with beliefs and combined with Venus. And what's the truth, I suppose? But the truth for you will be what you believe to be true. So it's a good time for looking at these beliefs. And as the personal planets join for these last final months with the South Node, it's time to, reflect here on how it makes you feel. And then it will be time to apply that with Mars and, think about some new thought processes with Mercury. So there's a lot to think about with this. So then when we're talking about Venus and the South Node together, what we're looking at is the South Node can be things that are things to release. The things, obviously there's really great aspects about the South Node in your own chart and the transiting South Node. But often when we're working with the South Node, what we're working with is releasing the limiting parts, the parts we have brought with us from our past or even from past lives. So whatever it might be, there's something to release and something to understand, what to release by understanding what is out of alignment. So that's what we'll be looking at. So what you want to do is take a look at your own chart and find where 2 degrees of Sagittarius falls in your chart. And I'll be going through the houses, starting with the first house, and we'll make our way through. So you can tune into that by looking at the timestamps below. And to make sure that you receive these transit videos and other videos that I'm creating, please subscribe and like the video and consider sharing it with people you think it might resonate with. That really helps me get the word out there and spread this important information to as many people as possible. Okay, so let's start with the first house. So really what we're exploring here, and what you might have been exploring for much of the last 18 months, is what you believe about yourself, what you believe about who you are, what you believe about your identity, what you believe about who you want to be in the world, what sort of things you should follow, what sort of things you should pursue, these sorts of things. And with Venus there, you want to take the time now to reflect on which of those things that you've identified yourself with, or those things that you believe about yourself, which one of those are valuable to you and which are not. Which ones of those help you have a stronger sense of self-love and self-worth, and which ones don't. which beliefs about yourself help you in your relationships with others and which ones don't. And it's in this reflection, and you really want to use your feelings to tap into this in better detail. Take a look at those feelings, and that will let you know what to keep, what to drop. Okay, and when it's time to do that, now it's just a reflection time, just to feel into it. Mars and Mercury will give you the opportunities to take action on that. Now is just the time to spend the next month or so just understanding what is that about, and that starts today. So maybe today you even get some sort of particular insight or feeling about that. Okay. Taking it now to the second house. So if this has been happening for you, and don't worry about the degrees here changing a little bit, it's just with the software I'm moving back in time, so they're going away from each other, but really they're getting closer to each other today. So in the second house is what you believe about. It's very much Venus energy, really. Venus, this is the Venus house. So it's all the things I've been saying, but to do with yourself. Okay, whereas Libra, the seventh house, is to do with others. This is really about how you feel about yourself, how you feel about the way you make money, how you feel about what you believe about your values, what you believe about the way that money comes to you, what you believe about abundance versus scarcity, what you believe about your self-worth, your value, what you believe about your talents. All of these sorts of things is what the South Node has been bringing into awareness, and you want to look at aligning that and feeling into which of those beliefs align with what you really value. If you have been believing that money is scarce and hard to come by, but you value feeling free and abundant, then that's out of alignment, and you will want in the next few months to find a way to consolidate those two opposites. So you will want to find a way to work on your beliefs in such a way that you can align more closely with what you truly value, which is believing that the world is abundant. So what practices can you put into place, for example, to believe what it is that you really want to believe? Okay, if you know that you do not demonstrate towards yourself a lot of self-love, if you believe that there's something wrong with you and you're not worth much in relationships, or you're not worth you're not deserving of having what you want, but what you value and what you feel inside is that you want to feel totally loved and accepted and appreciated and deserving, and you want to feel like you deserve to have all of that, then how can you bring that into alignment? And Mars and Mercury will give you those opportunities to take action on that. But for now, all you need to do is be reflecting on what is and isn't in alignment. And the way you will know that is to really feel what's true in that regard. Moving on now to the third house. So here we're looking at beliefs to do with information and the gathering of information. It's very Gemini. We might have beliefs about learning, speaking, communicating. Maybe you believe that you're not very good at communication. Maybe you believe that you're excellent at communication. But then Venus shows you in your relationships that that's not necessarily true. Or perhaps you believe that you find it difficult to learn, and you feel that you are in some way hampered in your learning. But Venus really loves to learn. Maybe you really enjoy learning, but you enjoy learning in a particular way. So maybe you can marry those two things together. Maybe there is some beliefs about your siblings, your community, things closer to home, and you have some beliefs about that. Whereas that might be out of alignment with what your Venus values. So perhaps you have certain beliefs about community. Perhaps there's a particular style of community you would like to be a part of and to live in and around. And your Venus also values that, really values that sort of thing. Then they're in alignment. So then how can you make that happen if it's not already happening? How can you bring that towards yourself? So you want to be analyzing your beliefs in these third house areas and your values and seeing which are in alignment and which are not. And then Mars and Mercury will be giving you the opportunity to determine how you can go about consolidating those things together and discarding what's out of alignment with what you value. And the way that you'll really be able to tune into that is really through your feelings and how you feel about these particular issues, how you feel about the beliefs that you hold in this area. If it doesn't feel good, you'll know it's going to be time to let it go. All right, moving on to the fourth house now. So this is all to do with your beliefs about your family, about your home and your security at home as well. It's about your beliefs about your emotional state, your beliefs perhaps about your nation, your tribe, because your nation is like your home, your tribe, and it might be your actual family or the family of the nation to which you belong. It can also be about the balance between the masculine and the feminine energies. All of these sorts of topics, and one or two of those will probably be something that you've been aware of in the last 18 months. And Venus is here to ask you to look at those beliefs as compared with what you value and what you feel about yourself, and whether that is in alignment. So if you believe that your home is not the home, you don't really feel at home, perhaps your home doesn't feel like you, or something like that. But your Venus is telling you that your home is inside yourself, and that if you felt better inside, if you were able to show yourself more self-love and to feel love for yourself, this external issue of home would disappear because it's not the real factor, for example, as one example. As I was saying, it might be something where they are actually in alignment. So it might be, for example, that you believe that it is time for you to have a family, and your Venus is also completely, that's something that you value, it's totally in alignment. And so in the coming months, Mars and Mercury will give you some indication of how you can make that happen and how you can bring that into your reality as well. So those are things to consider. So it'll be a time of letting go which beliefs are not serving the you that you feel that you are, and which ones are in alignment with who you believe you are, and to marry the two together. Moving on to the fifth house. So the fifth house is all about what you believe about your ability to express yourself, your creative abilities, romance in your life, everything about your ability to make yourself seen, or not necessarily make yourself seen, but the degree to which you are seen, the degree to which you believe you are special and unique and talented. And there might be some limiting beliefs around that, and they don't line up with what you value. So you might really value some sort of artistic expression, but you believe that you're not good enough to engage with that activity. So your beliefs, that's their beliefs that need to be let go. You need to embrace what you value. You need to come to a place inside of yourself where you, what you desire, what you love, can be manifested because you have enough self-belief. You believe in your resourcefulness, you believe in your talents, you believe that everything is inside of you, and so you can create everything that you want, and in your own unique way. It will be special, important, and valued. So these are some things to think about regarding the fifth house. It might be something to do with romance. You might believe that every time you go on a date, you're only ever meeting boring people, or there's no one out there for you. There's no interesting, exciting, or engaging romantic experience to have. However, your Venus believes that you're completely special and unique, that you are worthy of love, that you are worthy of finding a beautiful partner and having a beautiful partnership. So you want to be releasing the beliefs that do not line up with what your Venus, what you value inside of yourself. Taking a look now at the sixth house. When we're having a look at the sixth house, we're talking about a lot of the mental chatter. That's how beliefs are generated anyway, with this constant thought loop. So it's a good time to really be tuning into the thought loop, especially the negative thought loop that shows you how much you are giving yourself all this self-talk constantly, which doesn't serve you. But also on a different level, it's about the daily life, your work life, your health. So this is a good opportunity to look at beliefs surrounding work, and also about your health as well. Probably one of those, let's hope not both. And that you have, for example, you might believe that this is the best job that you can get. You don't like it, but this is the best job. But your Venus values your abilities. It knows that you are resourceful. You feel that you do deserve better than the job that you have. And so the beliefs you have about your current job are not in alignment with what you really believe and want to believe about yourself. So Mars and Mercury will be helping you in the coming months to create a plan of action around that. Or it might be around health, where you believe that health is hard work and that you're just naturally not a very healthy person, and you could have beliefs along those lines. But your Venus tells you that you have all the resources available to you, and that health can flow to you abundantly. Well, that's what you want to believe. If that's what you want to believe, that's what you value. You value having beliefs, positive beliefs about health, then you want to find a way to bring these into alignment in the coming months. Okay. If we go to the seventh house, this is beliefs about your relationships with others and any sorts of limiting beliefs. They might be relationships in general or very specific relationships that you're experiencing now. So it could be that your relationship with your significant other, you believe it's over. And it might be true, and it might be time to let it go. And your relationship with your partner might be, your beliefs around that might line up with your feelings, your Venus feelings about yourself and what you deserve. And maybe you do know you deserve more. However, you want the focus to be on what you deserve, not on how your partner is wrong and how your partner is not giving you what you deserve. You need to be lining this up in a different way. So it's to focus on the beliefs that aren't serving rather than the situation that you think is not serving, and align it with what you know to be true about yourself. It could be friendships, it could be work partnerships, it could just be one-on-one relationships in general. You might feel that your needs are never listened to, that your needs are never met by other people. Again, it's lining up with the part, your Venus part, that knows you deserve to have your needs met. You deserve to be listened to, and that you can alter your beliefs to line up with that Venus side of you. Okay. And on to the 8th house. So here you're looking at your beliefs about trust, your beliefs about what it means to be vulnerable, what it means to open up. But probably it's a lot about your beliefs about who you can trust, who you can't trust, the belief about things going on in your life with other people. So those closest to you, the sorts of people you tend to be entangled with for life, or at the moment anyway. So maybe a best friend, maybe a partner, those sorts of things. And you want to be looking at what are your beliefs about that? Do you believe you can't trust anybody ever? But your Venus wants to feel abundant love for yourself and other people. Your Venus wants to be open. So what beliefs do you need to work on about trust and betrayal and all those sorts of things? Or maybe it is about what you receive from other people. Maybe you believe that nobody ever shares anything with you. They don't share their thoughts, they don't share their resources, they're not generous with you, but your Venus values abundance and believes in abundance and believes in these relationships that are open and flowing and this back and forth of everybody's needs being met. So you need to look at which beliefs you currently hold that are not in alignment with what your Venus is telling you you value and that you love. And then Mars and Mercury will come along very soon to really help you consolidate what you've discovered about which beliefs are no longer serving you. Into the 9th house now. So the 9th house is the Sagittarius house. So it's really just about your beliefs in general. I mean, it might be something to do with beliefs about travel and to the extent that you're maybe restricted from that currently, or beliefs about the importance of higher learning or not. It might be confronting institutionalized beliefs that you might, like your cultural beliefs, your family of origin beliefs, the beliefs that from the religion that you are a part of. But it is something about probably beliefs in general. There's this double strength here of really looking at which beliefs serve you and which beliefs do not. Which ones are in alignment with what your Venus values, what you value as a person, and which beliefs are out of alignment with that. And that really could be anything. So you might find yourself surrounded by people whose beliefs do not really reflect what you want to believe and who you are as a person and what you value. So you want to find the way to work on your beliefs to bring them in alignment with your Venus side, which is what you really feel about a situation. And that could be so many things. It could be something very personal in your life, or it could be something that's happening at a societal level. We have a lot of things going on right now, and you might just find that who you want to be as a person and what you value, you're not surrounded by that in your current situation. So you might want to take a look at how you can bring those more into alignment, and Mars and Mercury will be giving you the chance to do that as well. Okay, moving into the 10th house, almost. Excuse me, with my throat. Here we're talking about beliefs in your career, in your achievement, in your public persona, in how you are perceived by people outside of your home, really, outside of your private sphere, anyone in your public sphere, particularly probably your career. What do you believe about who you are in your career? And is it in alignment with what you value? If you believe this is the best career that I can have, but it's not my dream career, I don't really value working as an accountant, I don't really value working in social media, I don't really whatever it might be, could be anything, whatever it is, whatever job, career you have, it's not in alignment with your values. Maybe it was and now it's not, or it never was. And your Venus is asking you to move, look at those beliefs and implement the beliefs of deserving the career that you want to have. Okay, let's say that instead it's about you believe that you'll never achieve the thing you want to achieve for whatever reason, because you've shown yourself in the past that you couldn't, someone told you you couldn't, there's barriers, obstacles in your way, whatever you might think it is. Your Venus is asking you to align with your own sense of self, embracing your own resourcefulness, embracing your self-belief, so that you can align with the achievement that you want. So you can believe in the achievement that you want to achieve. All you need to do now is just feel into it and see what's coming up around this. And as the months move on for the rest of the year, Mars and Mercury will be giving you the opportunity to do something about this and bring that more into alignment. With the 11th house, it's beliefs around your dreams, your goals, the higher ideals that you hold, your beliefs about friendship, your beliefs about your ability to make a difference and make a contribution, and your beliefs about your sense of belonging in your community, in society, etc. So maybe you believe that you will never find your soul tribe, but your Venus knows that you're very special and you have a lot of unique talents and you really feel like you have a lot to offer and you feel like you have a lot of love to give and to receive from your soul group, from those people that you feel are your people. So you want to be bringing your beliefs more into alignment with what your Venus values and says, which is you deserve to have the most beautiful people around you. You deserve to be engaged with your ideals. You deserve to meet your soul group. You deserve to be able to contribute your talents to something bigger than yourself, and that you have the talents and resources to do so. All you need to do, it's not a small thing, is shift your beliefs to be in alignment with that. And Mars and Mercury will be coming along in the next few months to really help you put that together, find a way to put action into that. Okay, and the 12th house. So here we're talking about your beliefs about really your beliefs about you on a very like universal perspective. Your beliefs about meaning, your beliefs about what is important, your beliefs about your connection to the earthly life and the more spiritual life. It can be about your literal spiritual beliefs. It could be your beliefs about the extent to which you are powerless and kind of like locked away. It could be beliefs about the degree to which you self-sabotage, the degree to which you keep yourself a victim. It could be beliefs about your own victimhood. And this is probably a strong one as well to be considering. Your South Node has been there for a while asking you to consider these things. And your Venus is showing up to say, okay, but what do you really value? Don't you believe in yourself? Your Venus does. Your Venus is your love for yourself. You know that you are resourceful. You know that you are talented. You know that you are powerful. And you know that on some level you ultimately believe that we live in a loving universe, that there is an abundance of love to tap into. But your beliefs keep you separate and outside of that. I mean, the 12th house is always about this idea of being locked away. But it's you who locks yourself away. It is you who puts yourself over here behind bars and says, I'm a victim. This is just how it is. This is how the world is. This is how life is. I just have to put up with it. But your Venus doesn't believe that. Your Venus has a much greater love and connection with your inner essence. So what you want to be doing is looking at what sort of beliefs do you hold around victimhood that your Venus does not agree with? What sort of beliefs do you hold about perhaps your religion or spiritual beliefs that your Venus does not agree with? Maybe you believe that this is all nothing. But your Venus knows that there's some magic and that you're not tapping into it. So this is a time to look at those beliefs to see which are out of alignment and just to observe that and to feel into what doesn't feel good and what you want to change. In doing so, as Mars and Mercury make their transits over the South Node in the next few months, you will have an opportunity to bring what you've noticed into alignment with some action, with some thought and action, because that's what we're basically talking about with Mercury and Mars. And we'll be coming back to that as these dates arrive. So I hope that this little reflection on what this might mean to you has given you something to think about and tune into the energies currently. And please like and subscribe so that you catch the next installments of these transit videos. Okay, great. See you next time.